I'm Helen,
And I'm Liz,
and we're sisters
scientists,
and lifelong X-Files fans.
and this is We Want to Believe.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. Thank you for your patience with us. Although I don't know if you had patience. You might have been quietly seething.
That's
We've been
fine too.
Helen in
What's
particular.
that? Oh, yes, we have been sick, me in particular. I still have a bit of a nasal to me.
Yeah.
Um, I had my whole family, except Zach, had flu over Christmas, and then I had a couple good days, and then I got COVID. Um,
What a,
and I
what a
did
winter break.
What a winter break. I did get, we can throw in some dental appointments in there. That was another thing I did this break.
God, yeah.
So, yes. So thank you for your patience.
Yes. And we're going a little out of order today, talking about small potatoes, because that way we can finish the round of 16 in our X-Files villains bracket.
Yes. And is this another one where we need to talk about the episode first and
Yes.
then, okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So the matchup is Donnie Pfaster versus Eddie Van Blunt, um, which is just really
Sad.
unbalanced feeling. Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
all right. So we're talking about small potatoes today. Um,
One of my
and
favorite types.
yeah, I was just thinking, like, oh, how delicious. It's such a good episode.
Is,
What?
is it?
Oh my God, yeah.
I don't know that I've seen this, or if I maybe I haven't seen it in, 20 years.
It's really good. Yeah, I
Oh,
I loved it even more than I thought. You might remember it once I start talking about it.
I know when you said something about a tail, I do recall something about a tail.
Yeah, there's so much more. It's incredible.
Okay.
So this episode was written by Vince Gilligan of Breaking Bad fame. So he started on the X-Files, and there's another familiar name that will pop up. I'll mention it in just a second. But the episode starts with this woman named Amanda being admitted to the hospital to give birth, and they say something about like, "Is the father coming?" or something, and she says, "Oh no, no, the father is from another planet." And then uh, she gives birth, and the doctors just look a little bit worried, concerned, but not too worried. And they're like, "No, no, you have a healthy baby girl. Everything's fine." And then the doctor holds up the baby, and it has a long tail. And I remembered that opening, but what I did not remember is what the doctor then says, which is, "Good Lord, not another one."
Oh,
And then we cut to the opening, which it was great. Yeah, it's a really funny episode. It's so good. Just like there's so many good lines. So we get Mulder and Scully driving there, and I think it's Virginia that they're in. They're not too far away, which is going to become relevant later. And Scully says some science stuff that I thought I would check in with you about, because Mulder has like a tabloid with like a thing about like the monkey baby with the tail, um, and born from a man from outer space. And Scully says it can happen with caudal appendages. The coccyx enlarges to contain the spinal fluid, and then it shrinks as the child develops, and occasionally it doesn't. How do you feel about that?
yeah, I mean yeah, so caudal means like back end, so the caudal vertebra are the tail vertebra. Um I currently have a number of them on me at the moment. I have a large poodle on my lap, let the record
Oh,
show. And he wants to contribute that he had a tail as a baby as well.
oh,
Um, you imagine all the tiny little tails
I
and
know.
the Gatsby and his siblings. Um,
He still has a tail.
he does, yes, he
Yeah.
still has his tail. It's very fuzzy and knocks over my coffee sometimes.
Oh.
Um, Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. So I don't know specific cases, like how often someone is born with a tail. But I mean, we all have tails in utero. That's a normal part of the embryonic development, and then they eventually, yeah, shrink, and we have coccyx, which is our tailbone, which is just a few tiny little vertebrae that become fused together, whereas other animals have caudal vertebrae their whole lives, much like
Gatsby here.
dogs.
Oh,
Gatsby here.
oh, so good. Yeah.
It is.
So he says that like uh, Mulder tells Scully 5 children with tails have been born in like the last month or so
Oh
in
my
this
God.
town of less than 15,000 people. So something is amiss. Mulder and Scully go to interview the mom who's still in the hospital, and she's kind of goofy and strange. And she's like, "Oh yeah, 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 the baby's dad is from another planet." And Scully and Mulder are like, "Okay, so you're saying like he's an alien?" And she's like, "No, I didn't say that. He's not an alien. His name is Luke Skywalker." And he just dropped by one day. She hadn't intended to become pregnant, but he was there, and one thing led to another. And she says, "Oh, he sang me his song," and she starts doing the Star Wars theme.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah. And they say like, "How many times have you seen Star Wars?" And she's like, 368. I think I can hit 400 by Memorial Day. And so she thinks that Luke Skywalker is the father of her baby, but then it occurs she says, "Oh, with all these other babies with tails, do you think it's possible Luke could be the father of the other babies?"
Yeah.
And like that's actually like the idea that should have occurred to Mulder and Scully sooner. And Scully is like, "I don't know why we didn't think of this sooner." So they do a here's where I'm gonna look more at you because it's more biology. They do PCR on the babies.
Okay.
Am I saying that right? They do a PCR to the babies? That doesn't feel right.
Well, I mean, I guess you're doing PCR on a small amount of genetic material to then
Like,
amplify certain sections of
mm,
it. Um,
right.
so now I'm picturing a sort of scenario where you're like multiplying babies.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So
but
this is like they take the baby's blood and they
yeah, yeah.
PCR it. And
Well, I
so,
mean, they're
yeah.
just extracting the DNA. They're doing genetic testing, right? Just to
Okay.
see if the
Yeah.
paternity is the
Yeah.
same, is what
And
I'm
so,
assuming.
yeah. And so they can see that they all have the same, like, little mutation on there. And they're like, we're going to get samples of blood from all the dads because the other 4 women are married. But,
Ah,
we don't, we can see they all have this same little mutation. Like, it's clear they all have the same father.
okay.
So, um, all but Amanda, in fact, had artificial insemination from the same OBGYN.
Oh
So,
boy.
yeah. So now we see Mulder and Scully going to see that OBGYN, and this couple is like real mad, and they're coming in at the same time, and they're like, "Oh, you guys too?" And like assume that Mulder and Scully are another couple, and they're furious, and the guys are going, "What'd you do with my sperm?" And yelling at this kind of hapless dude who's like, "I did exactly what I said. I didn't, you know, like I swear I didn't do anything."
Untoward.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he says, like, these 4 guys all had this sperm motility issue. And so the thing that he did, he said only has like a 40% chance of success. And it was kind of weird that it worked for all of these women. And he goes,
Huh.
unless it didn't work, maybe like, and the women are kind of like, I didn't cheat on my husband. Like, how dare you? But that's
Yeah.
what he's implying. And then Mulder kind of, I don't know, wanders off in his Mulder way and sees that there's a guy working on a sink, and he's bent over, and his shirt has risen up, and you can see a big scar where he's had his tail removed. So Mulder is like, "Oh, can I ask you some questions?" And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, sure." And then he runs, and Mulder catches him And this is Eddie Van Blunt, who we are going to be pairing against Donnie Pfaster in our matchup today. And Eddie Van Blunt, the thing I want to mention about him is we've seen this actor in another X File,
Oh,
but we wouldn't recognize him because
is it the Fluke Man?
it's the Fluke Man. It's Darren Morgan.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I
He's
love it.
and so in this episode, Darren Morgan as Eddie Van Blunt is kind of a goofy, schlubby, losery guy. Like he describes himself that way. Like he clearly doesn't think he's real impressive. Um, and so Mulder and Scully are interrogating him, and he's stressing, oh, you spelled my name wrong. It's Blundht with a silent H. It's like Dutch or something, he says. And he's kind of like, basically saying, yeah, I slept with these women, things happen, one thing led to another, whatever. And so when Mulder and Scully then talk privately, Scully's like, there's no way all these women slept with him. As a woman, let me say that. And so her theory is that he roofied them. But they're like,
Oh,
how did he get access to them to roofie them? Like, it's not like these women were not going out to clubs at night. There's like nowhere where he would have had the chance to do that. But they're like, that's enough to at least hold him for a bit. And so Eddie Van Blunt is getting processed by a cop. The guy is typing his name in, and Eddie spells it and is like, oh, you've dropped the H. The H is silent, and he kind of is typing it in and says, okay, Eddie Van Blunt, and stresses the H. And he keeps staring at the cop, staring at him. And then cop looks back at him, and it's the cop. Eddie has transformed into the cop.
oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay,
And so
okay.
he grabs something, smashes the cop in the head with it, knocks him out, and says, the H is silent. And yeah, and so the cop there is found the next day, like woozy in the office, and is like, the guy hit me, except it wasn't him, it was me. And so Scully's like, look, he took a blow to the head. That's what it is. And Mulder has this theory, and Scully is like, you think that Eddie Van Blunt is transforming into people, don't you? And Mulder's like, oh, we should be picking out China patterns, like we know each other so well. And Mulder
How does he get that? Oh, because never mind. Okay, I get it. Because the cop recalled himself hitting
yeah.
himself. I see.
And
Okay.
Mulder, why are you hitting yourself?
Yeah. Real quick too, did they test Van Blunt? Like, did they to
um,
see if he actually is the
yes,
father?
and I'm so sorry. Yes, they did, and he is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I mean,
yeah,
it would be weird, but like, I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe there's a couple of people with tails. That just seems
yeah.
like a lot for someone with a scar to have to
No.
go through.
Yes, no, it is him.
Okay.
And Mulder says we've seen something like this before, which I really liked that that line was in there to acknowledge that they've seen shapeshifters. You know, the
Alien bounty hunter.
alien bounty hunter, Jeremiah Smith. Like they're
Same
aware of.
thing?
What'd you say? Same thing?
Yeah. No, yeah.
What did you say?
I said the same thing. Jeremiah Smith, alien bounty hunter. Aren't they? I mean, they're not the
Oh,
same,
no, they're the
but
same species, I think, right?
okay.
Or
Okay.
something.
I think so.
They're the type of alien that has the green goo that may or may not be toxic.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Have we
Um,
seen that before in like Monster of the Week stuff, or has this been an only alien
I
thing?
think it's been an only alien thing,
Okay.
as
All
far as
right.
I can recall. And I did like hearing that reference to it because, of course, they would reference it in real life, if you will. Like, if
Right.
they're like, oh, it's another guy who shapeshifts. We know people can shapeshift because they're aliens. But Mulder is
Yeah.
like, but I don't think Addie Van Blunt is an alien. Like, I think this is something else, but we know it's possible. And so, uh, Mulder does ask Scully, if you could transform into someone else for a day, who would it be? And Scully was like, well, I don't want to be anyone else, and looking like someone else wouldn't mean you are someone else. And Mulder was talking about the nature of like, maybe that influences things to a degree because of how we're treated by others can influence who we become. And so Scully finally chooses Eleanor Roosevelt. Um, I was curious who you would choose if you could choose just for like one day to turn into somebody
Now,
else.
is this to experience their life or to wreak havoc?
That is such a good point because I was thinking to experience their life and I was picturing that I would transform into Beyonce. But,
Ah,
you know,
no, I wouldn't want to be Beyonce.
I'd want to be able to sing and dance in front of thousands of people. I'd want to do it while she was on tour. Oh no, it'd be so bad though. I wouldn't know how to do it. I'd be able to sing, but I wouldn't know the choreography. I wouldn't, it would be really bad. They'd be like, Beyonce, what the fuck is wrong with you? I didn't think
Yeah,
this
no,
through at
that
all.
that I mean, you could do it on like a normal day, maybe like, she's got a day off, you can be like, "Oh, I want to go spend a bunch of money."
But it's not like I get to
Yeah.
keep it. Like the thing
Yeah.
is, in this scenario, my whole thinking of it doesn't make sense because here I am in Wisconsin. If I turn into Beyonce, people are going to be like, "Why the hell is Beyonce in Wisconsin? What's
No, I
going
was
on?"
thinking, oh, that's true. I was thinking more like a body switching almost
And
sort of a
so,
thing where like you can just be that person.
and that is of course a later episode. So,
Oh yeah. Um,
so if it's like Eddie Van Blunt style, I could just transform into this person. I mean, the first thing I do is transform into somebody without joint pain. Maybe who is like,
yeah.
maybe I'd transform into someone who's like a really good roller derby player because I know how to do the moves. But then if they
Oh
had like
yeah.
all of the like muscle and stuff, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be fun. I was thinking the same thing with figure skating.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. See,
but
that
then
would
I
be a
was,
little wasted on me because I don't think I'd be able to take full advantage of it because I wouldn't know even how to go into the jumps and spins and stuff.
yeah, I could. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then see, my other thoughts are things like, I don't know, my boss. Like,
That's interesting. Yeah.
um, where do I want to get stuff done? That's why I was thinking wreaking havoc, like, I don't know, some sort of,
You want to go in and wreak some havoc?
yeah, not at my work. I'd want to do some good if I were
Yeah.
transforming into my boss. Now, switching gears slightly, I'm surprised you wouldn't want to learn how to dunk the basketball. I'm surprised you don't want to be like, LeBron James for a day.
That is genius. That is
Yeah,
absolutely what I should do. Yeah.
yeah.
Obviously, I should. Yeah. I mean,
Maybe
100%.
not LeBron, but someone
I mean,
cooler,
why not?
maybe.
I don't know.
But
I mean,
yeah,
whatever. I don't know. I don't know dunkers. I don't know. Do they all dunk? I think most of them dunk. I don't
I
know.
have no idea. I was thinking, I don't know. I know I can like picture the faces of cool WNBA players, but
Oh yeah.
I don't,
I mean,
I mean, like,
there are women who dunk, but there aren't too many of them, as we've discussed
ah,
at length on the podcast before.
that's true.
But I
Yeah.
mean,
So
maybe what
maybe
I should do is,
LeBron.
or maybe I want to transform into one of them because they're going to have probably not too similar, but more than LeBron James, a more similar physique to mine, so that I can learn how it feels. So that then, when I come back into my own body, I can build on that.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's a pretty good idea. Yeah. I mean, as far as they go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
don't know. I'm thinking of like how my face, because if I'm still stuck in the Midwest,
mhm.
how could I use like my face on Zoom calls for maximum
Ooh.
effect?
Ooh, yeah, interesting.
Which is
Yeah.
why I feel like it would have to be someone local or someone, I don't know, like,
Amber Noggle.
who's that?
She's like a local news reporter, and I see her name on
Oh,
billboards, and I just can picture her face and her name because her name is notable. I don't know.
like the Need Noggle in The
What's
Good
the name?
Place.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Good question.
Thank you. Anyway, I thought it was an interesting question.
It is.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, maybe more will occur to me. I can't. I do feel like we would be limited in scope for what we could do to cause chaos, and neither of us are malicious. Like, you know, I mean, well, I mean, in ways
And
that we would want to on a localized level with the people in our lives mess
yes,
stuff up,
totally.
like,
Right. Right.
so
No.
so I do think that like maybe just being somebody who can do something really neat physically, like dunk a basketball, is the way to do it. Um,
Yeah.
and I mean, if you're Eddie
Or
Van
maybe
Blunt,
just being like
you don't have to look.
someone. really tall or like strong,
I
like
think strong would be neat. I don't think really tall interests me. I feel like
well, like
I'm
someone
tall
tall
enough.
and strong. Like I'm picturing like our friend Katie's husband James. Like I don't know, I would just like lift a bunch of stuff. Like that would be kind of cool.
I mean, like, it might be good if you're like trying to like do some
Move?
stuff around the house. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Someone without asthma and allergies that would go outside for a
Ooh,
day.
I could go to the pool and transform into Katie Ledecky and I could swim
Ooh,
really fast and good. Yeah, that would be cool. There's a lot of good
yeah,
options. Let us know who
yeah,
you transform into and why,
yeah.
listeners.
Could go to a cat cafe. I could transform into someone not allergic to cats and just go play with cats for a day.
Yeah. I mean, as a biologist, how much of you would have to transform in order to, like, could you just take the head of somebody? Is it the head and the lungs? Like,
You know, well, I get like hives and stuff too. So, I
mm,
mean, and the immune system is pretty complex. It's in a lot of
okay.
different
So you
organs.
want to
I think
just
I
it'd be
would just,
to be safe, you'd just transform into someone not allergic to
yeah,
cats. Yeah.
yes, yeah, yeah.
I mean, we could
Anyway,
even just like if we wanted to play it safe, we could just do tradesies and I'm not allergic to cats, but you know how to do cool stuff figure skating and we could just flip-flop and I
oh,
could
my
go to your
body is not, that would not give you any amount of skills at this point
But
in my life.
you know how to do those things. You can still do the like, I can't do that. Like,
No, because the problem now is that Liz was miming a spinning motion,
oh
by
yes,
the way.
if you couldn't tell by the noise,
Yeah. Um, I do, in fact, still know how to spin pretty fast, but I am out of practice with it and older now, and so I get really dizzy when I do it.
oh, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could you take a Dramamine? Could I take a Dramamine?
I don't know. I don't know if that would help or not.
Hmm.
Because I don't
Or
know.
a, yeah, I don't know how that
Yeah,
works.
that's a good question. I don't know if that is the sort of motion it's protecting against. I don't know. It's a
Yeah,
good
I mean,
question.
like when people take Dramamine, it's like for trains or cars or planes, not like for carnival rides. But seems
Yeah.
like it would work.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, non-drowsy, obviously, or you're not doing
Of
any figure
course.
skating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be like, I'm gonna transform into Helen and take a nap.
Yeah. Now that I can do, let me tell you. I don't know. Or like, could I be Gatsby?
Ooh, why couldn't you?
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Go bark at some children,
Yeah.
climb
You
on.
could just get if you had any books you've had your eye on like really biting, but you're like it wouldn't be socially
Yeah.
acceptable for me to chew up this book, but
Oh
now
God, having been sick for so long, like just the he eats tissues out of the dispenser, like the tissue
oh.
box. Like he just comes in just like how and takes one. Like he's like grabbing like a I don't know.
Like it's a Pez dispenser or like
Yeah,
some sort
yeah,
of like yeah.
yeah.
Oh
Like
my
a Pez
God.
dispenser. Just like grabs one and then runs away with it. And
Oh
he's
my
so
God,
large and
Gatsby.
fast.
Why you do that?
And I'm, laying sick in bed and
Yeah.
having to like protect my tissue box from the monster.
God.
Yeah, maybe I would want to know what's happening in that brain. That's the thing, though. I'd want to know what's happening in the brain, not in the body.
Huh. Well, I wonder if you transform into him, you have his brain. What if then you're too confused and you can't transform back?
Oh,
I don't know
I
how that would
mean,
work.
you're not known for your smarts, buddy.
Yeah, like if you because I think if you transformed into a person, I feel like the brains would be similar enough you could think all the same thoughts, but I wonder if you suddenly had a dog's brain for thinking,
Yeah.
would that be can
I'm
you think the
assuming
same thoughts as a dog?
God, no, he absolutely is not thinking the same thoughts
Oh,
as me.
no, no, no. I mean like let's say you,
Oh,
Helen,
no. I
have
mean,
a
no.
dog's brain suddenly.
Well, it depends on the thoughts. I mean, it depends on the part of the brain. Their brains are way different than ours. So, like, if I wanted to emotionally regulate, I could probably not do that. If I wanted to like, you know, get real excited about stuff, I don't know,
Yeah,
like
or like, in the
they
mood to get exercise or
yeah,
in the
yeah,
mood to eat a snack or a book or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, so he can
Anyway,
transform into people.
back to Eddie Van Blunt. Yeah. So Scully and Mulder go to his house, and an older guy answers and is like, "What did that moron do now?" And it's his dad, and Mulder sees some posters on the wall for Eddie the Monkey Man, and it's like posters from the 50s, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, that was me, one and the same. You want to see?" And Scully is like, "No, no." Like, we don't want to
Oh
see your
my God.
tail, sir. Um, and he tells them that like Eddie had his tail removed when he was a teenager and how he thought it was a mistake because, I told him, you ain't much to look at, you ain't an athlete, God knows you're not Einstein, but at least you got that tail. Without it, you're just small potatoes. So, so that's where that comes from. But as he's talking, he calls Mulder Mulder, and Mulder says, "How did you know my name? I didn't introduce myself." And he goes, "Oh, she told me," and points at Scully, and Scully goes, "No, I didn't." And then he runs. And it's actually Eddie Van Blunt Jr., the main one.
Is there a senior one?
Or
Is
there is,
there?
we'll get to him.
Oh,
He's going to give us some more of the biology questions I'm going to have for you.
ooh,
But what we see is that one of the couples lives nearby that he had. So it's become clear now, right? He impersonated the husbands. He worked as a janitor. He became aware of the people having this treatment. And he transformed into the husbands and slept with these women under false
yeah,
pretenses. And they do call it rape in the episode, which I thought was good. That like,
good,
it's like it's played for comedy, but it's also like it is treated like a crime.
good.
He's a bad guy. He ends up in jail. Like,
Oh,
it's
good.
yeah. So I thought that was good. Um, but he transforms
It's
into one of
it's
the
just I'm
yeah.
like
Please.
I'm feeling a little less bad that Donnie Pfaster is going to destroy him.
So he transforms into one of the husbands. He runs in the house. The woman is there with her baby, and she's like, "Honey, what are you doing home at this hour? And why did you change clothes?" And he's like, "I'll explain later. I'll explain later." And he runs into the bathroom, turns back into himself, and is like, "I don't know what to do here. They're on to me." And Mulder and Scully, meanwhile, because they lost him, are looking in his house, and they go into his basement, and there's like this kind of hatch on the ceiling, and some quicklime falls onto Mulder. He's like, "What is that?" "Oh, it's quicklime." And then they open this hatch, and the preserved body of Eddie Van Blunt Sr. falls out.
Yes. When you said that, yeah, I had a feeling he had been either murdered or something.
Yeah, and so Scully does the autopsy and can't determine at first how he died because his skin is all weird because of the quicklime and like
That would
um
do it.
I don't actually know what quicklime is.
So it's used in construction a lot of times. It's
Okay.
highly alkaline. I don't know why Mulder would, I don't know that I would recognize it if it was like coming from a ceiling.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but it's like super reactive, especially with water, so it breaks things down very quickly. So that's why like when I don't know if you read enough true crime or
Mm.
not true crime, it can like break down natural products pretty quickly, and get rid of the smell from
Yeah.
decomp.
He was kind of like
Um,
preserved looking.
huh. Yeah, that would, I don't know that it would really, mm, I don't know. But it's used in like it's coming from what is it? Limestone. That's the
Yeah.
word I was looking
That
for.
makes
Coming from
sense. Yeah.
limestone.
Yeah.
Um, and so it's like the calcium part of it that's been reduced
Mm.
down a
Okay.
bunch.
Okay. Um, so back at the house of the where Eddie is hiding,
Yeah.
the actual husband comes home, and the
Oh,
wife flips out quite rightly, and she's like, "You just
sure.
came home. You went in there. Someone is in there." And they're real afraid. I think I'd just call the cops at this point, personally,
Yeah.
because they can see like there's a shadow, there's someone moving around in there.
Yeah, just leave the house and call the
Yeah.
police.
She puts
Yeah.
down her baby when they realize this is happening. And I was thinking, no, 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 you take the baby and you go in the car. Like,
Yeah.
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 Um, but no, they creep up, they open the door. Any guess as to what they find? What happens?
No.
Mulder's inside. He goes, it's all clear.
Oh,
So Eddie Van Blunt transformed into Mulder, who they'd
that's
previously met. So
pretty good on
yeah,
his part.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so uh, Scully is doing this autopsy. They're talking about what she's found on Eddie Von Blunt Sr., and it is that striated muscle tissue is all over his body, like under the layer of his skin, like everywhere.
Huh. Do you know
What
what that is?
I know it's a type of muscle tissue.
Yeah. It's the so striated muscle is like skeletal muscle, which is the type of muscle that we have conscious control over. So
Oh,
skeletal muscle is like when you think about like going to the gym or using your muscles, like so not the smooth muscle that lines our organs and things like that,
oh,
not cardiac muscle, although cardiac is partially striated. It's like the part we can move
oh,
essentially. So I
okay.
think what this is saying is that he could probably move his skin in such a way. Now that wouldn't do anything for like even in the X-Files universe, like he couldn't change like his the color of things, which presumably like he could change his hair and stuff when he's impersonating people.
Yes, I mean,
Okay.
there's a little explanation on the hair later, kind of,
Okay.
but everything else, like his eye color, his height, his
Right.
yeah,
I mean, even like
the shape of his nose and his chin, and
yeah, yeah. That's still I'm trying to think, if I could move my skin. I mean, what about like the size of someone's body? The like none of that
yeah,
is no,
yeah,
yeah. But
yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yeah. So Mulder is like, I think I should go back and talk to Amanda Nelligan again, the first woman we saw, because he's like, we have four women who are married who are artificially inseminated, and then we have one woman who was unmarried and didn't even want to get pregnant. So what's going on with her? So
Yeah.
that's his plan. And then we see Amanda at the hospital and Mulder talking to her, and she's kind of like, I thought they were just keeping me here for a long time because I have good insurance, but I think they want to make sure that I think they kind of think I'm crazy and want to make sure I can take care of my baby because she's just kind of goofy and weird and real into Star Wars. Um, and so Mulder shows her a picture of Eddie Van Blunt and is like, "Do you know this guy?" And she's like, "Him? Why are you showing me him? Yeah, that's Eddie Van Blunt. He was my high school boyfriend." And
Oh,
yeah, yeah. So that's why he went to her. Um, and he knew she liked Star Wars. She was like, he's sort of a loser. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. He had like no direction. He wasn't romantic. I don't know. But no, there's, Mulder kind of looks weird. And Mulder says, well, he must have had some good qualities. And
oh, it's not actually Mulder.
nope. Yeah, and I bought it for a sec. I thought it was Mulder. I mean, they set it up really well with Mulder going, "Oh, I'm gonna go do this," and then it's him,
Yeah.
and then it's like, wait, Mulder just seems a little weird, and then it's like, oh, yeah, and she goes, "Oh yeah, he we used to watch Star Wars together, so that was good. He liked Star Wars," and uh, and so then he hands her a rose and says, "I wanted to congratulate you on this blessed event. That's why I'm here."
Oh God, that's so weird.
It's so weird. And I mean, like, I have to say, like, the rest of this episode, David Duchovny is so funny. He does such a good job being Eddie Van Blunt pretending to be Mulder. It's just, oh my God, it's so good. So fake Mulder leaves the hospital room and spots actual Mulder arriving and has to kind of hide. So actual Mulder then goes into the hospital room, and Amanda's like, I wanted to ask, why were you asking me about Eddie Van Blunt? And he's like, what? And she's like, yeah, I mean, you just asked me all those questions about Eddie. Like, what was the point of that? And so Mulder immediately figures out what's going on. And before he can leave, he gets a call on his cell phone from the husband at the house, and he's like, "Agent Mulder, can we use our bathroom now?" And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "You said that you were going to come back to fingerprint it, but that was 4 hours ago. And also, why did you need my suit?" it's it's great. So Mulder goes in the hall and is like, talks to a nurse and goes, "I was just here. Which way did I go?" And I mean, it was great. So Mulder goes into the men's locker room, which I wanted to ask, like, do hospitals have locker rooms?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, for changing in and out of scrubs and stuff.
Never occurred to
So they
me.
have, what's that?
It never occurred to me.
Yeah, yeah. So they have like, well, I mean, I've only been in one. But they had like a scrub machine where you would go to like get clean scrubs out of,
Oh.
and then like lockers for you to put your stuff. So yeah.
Hmm. Well, Mulder Mulder rushes in and there's a security guard like midway through changing without his pants on, who Mulder thinks might be Van Blunt and points his gun at him. And then that poor gynecologist who was getting screamed out comes out as well, and is coming out of the showers and Mulder in just a towel, and Mulder's handcuffs both of them and is like, "Apologies, only one of you is the man I'm looking for, I hope. I need to figure out which one, and then I'll let the other one go." And they're both like real mad and like, what is going on here? And so Mulder calls Scully and is like, "Come to the hospital." But then he sees one of the ceiling tiles is shifted, and he looks up, and Van Blunt is up there and uh, jumps down on him. And so then the scene cuts and we see the other guys have been released, the security guard and the gynecologist, and they're mad. And Mulder is apologizing to them and being like, in my defense, this is why I did this. And so then him and Scully are leaving, and he's like, like, I think, I gave them Van Blunt's description. I know he's on the run. Like, police are going to find him. I don't really think there's anything else we can do. I think we're done.
That's also Van
Yeah.
Blunt.
So it's been Blundht. So it's clear, and he's like, "Yeah, no, no, I don't think there's an X file here. It's small potatoes." So yeah, and then we see that the real Mulder has been trapped in like a basement, way far away office that Van Blunt must have had access to only. And there's like a snack in there, so it's not like he's gonna kill him, but
Yeah.
he's trapped and he's yelling for help, and no one can hear him. And so, I mean, all these next scenes, it just David Duchovny does such a good job. It's so good. They're in the office with Skinner, and Skinner's reading their report, and he's like, "Who wrote this?" And Mulder says proudly, "I did." And Skinner's like, "You misspelled Federal Bureau of Investigation." And he's like, "Oh, it's a typo." And Skinner's like, "Twice." And Scully finds out that Eddie Van Blunt Sr. died of natural causes. So Eddie Van Blunt was not a murderer, but they say, but he is a rapist. And Scully has put him in the sex offender database. All the authorities in the area know what he looks like, although what good is that going to do?
Right.
But like they're going to do everything they can to catch him. And Scully's like, "I just keep thinking about his tissue. I think I'm going to go back to Quantico tonight and take a look at it and like look at some more samples." And so we see fake Mulder check out his office, and he looks at the X Files poster, X Files, that we want to believe poster, and he's like, "This is where my tax dollars go." And he's like, sets his feet on the desk and topples over, and but he looks at his driver's license to get Mulder's address. And I think this is the first time it's been articulated that this is a thing. He's looking around Mulder's apartment and he's like, "Where do I sleep?" Because Mulder doesn't have a bed. Um,
That's right.
yeah, until the other body switching episode.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's when he
Yeah.
gets the waterbed.
That's right.
Yeah. He's got a message on his answering machine from Langley talking about the Zapruder film. And then it ends. You can hear Frohike in the background going, "And tell him about the cheesesteaks." And he's like, "Oh yeah, me and Frohike and Byers are gonna go get cheesesteaks. You want to come?" And it's just adorable. It's adorable, and you can tell that like Van Blunt is just like thinks Mulder is like a real weirdo and not cool. But then, I mean, there's a great scene of him showing his badge in the mirror and going FBI over and over and trying to be cool. And then he does kind of the taxi driver scene with like, you talking to me? And pulls the gun and the clip falls out and it's all fantastic. But then he shows up at Scully's with a bottle of wine.
Oh.
And Scully is like very confused at first. And this is where she mentions that at Quantico, everyone was like really interested in these samples and that they found there's also some sort of aberration with his hair follicles. And
Ah.
she's like,
Okay.
I'm not going to know anything until I look at them with a transmission electron microscope, which just was exciting. I just like to hear mentions of transmission electron microscopes. So,
Oh, we've
yeah.
got one, you know.
No, I didn't know that.
Or
I just
wait, no, we've got a
scanning.
scanning. Is that the
There's
same thing? Is that not
no,
as exciting?
no. They're all exciting. I like electron. There's scanning. There's scanning tunneling. There's
Oh,
transmission. Yeah,
yeah, we have one. We being the university I work at, not like
your
my house.
family. Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
cool.
And they're always trying to like get people to find ways to use it.
Oh,
And I'm like, yeah, those are cool. I don't know how I'd use it.
maybe you look at
But
hair
yeah,
follicles and see if it can
maybe I look at,
transform.
yeah, I don't think that would do anything. I don't think that would be the right sort of technology I would
Yeah,
use, but
they'd
yeah.
be like, no, thanks, Helen.
Yeah.
Um, so Mulder is like, we don't talk much, do we? What's stopping us? And so I would think Scully would be like, we were just solving a case with a guy who can transform and would be a little more on the ball here, but she's not. She's telling a story about this goofy thing that happened when she went to prom and the fire department came because of this bonfire somebody made that got too big. And so then he's saying to her like, how far off are you from who you wanted to be in high school? Like, do you wish you could do it all again? And she says, oh, I'm really far off from that, which at first I was surprised because I'm like, I don't know, you went to med school, you've achieved so much. And then I was like, oh, but I guess the X-Files probably wasn't what she pictured.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah. But then he's about to kiss her, and it looks like
Whoa.
she's gonna kiss him back, and actual Mulder bursts in the door. And you can just see fake Mulder just look like, like, shoot, like he's been caught.
Yeah.
And he turns back into Eddie Van Blunt again, and Scully's like, oh, she's all freaked out. And so a month later, uh, Eddie Van Blunt is in prison. Mulder goes to visit him, and uh, he's he tells Mulder like they're having me take muscle relaxers. Like you told them to do that, didn't you? So I guess that keeps you from
Okay.
transforming. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something. It's something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But he says, I was born a loser, but you're one by choice. You should live a little, treat yourself, and that's kind of it with. And he's like, is Scully here? And Mulder won't answer him, and so he leaves. And Scully was there, and she's like, I don't imagine I need to tell you this, but you're not a loser. And Mulder's like, yeah, but I'm no Eddie Van Blunt either, am I? And she just looks like mad, and that's it. Like it's a
Huh.
delight from start to finish, in my opinion. I liked
I
it.
remember watching it, but God, I think it's been forever, and it wasn't one that I ever like watched over and over. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I think that I watched it plenty, but not like I watched Bad Blood. Like it
Yeah.
was not like a one that was on repeat. And it's good. It's really good. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's really funny, and I thought it was great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. No notes. I was very happy to watch this. Um, but now we have to have Eddie Van Blunt fight Donnie Pfaster.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there is any universe in which he would win.
Let's talk. I
Oh,
had a
really?
thought. Yeah.
Oh,
If you're asking who's more evil, that's
yes.
obvious. It's Pfaster. To remind the listeners, in case you for some reason don't know who Donnie Pfaster is, what are you doing with your life if you don't? But no, he's like the scariest X-Files villain for like Monster of the Week episodes. He's the one from the
We've
episode.
seen him once, though,
Yes, we've
right?
only
And
seen
I
him
feel like the
once.
second one is scarier
I
and more
agree
confirms. Yeah.
that he
Okay.
might like. So that's the question. here because is Donnie Pfaster a demon or is Donnie Pfaster a really, really evil man? Because
Right.
he's a like uh kind of death fetishist, I think is what they call him. Like he was originally written to be an necrophiliac. He abducts Scully. He does a lot of creepy stuff talking about women's hair. He kills a lot of women. He's
Yeah.
really, really creepy. His affect is just ugh.
Yeah.
I think he's a good fit for this match though, in that he's not overtly supernatural.
No, not as of yet.
I mean, how much? Okay, so in Irresistible, the only supernatural possible thing we see is that Scully feels like, or like thinks she sees him with a different face, right? Is that episode?
You're talking about that's the
That's the
the
second
second
one.
episode?
Is that the second one, or is that the? There's the second one is
Oh,
Irresistible is the first one. The second one
okay.
is oh, what's the name of it? It's oh yeah, Orison or Orison, Orison.
Oh yeah, that's right. Um,
So yeah, the question is like,
do we take what we have just based at this point? I think we have to, right? We can't.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if you look at the like X-Files wiki fandom thing, they do show a picture of him as a demon, but like he
Yeah.
doesn't use. Let's think about his attacks, his method of attack. He's
And
using
that's what I can't remember.
he's using standard human attacking, like he's abducting people. He's got he's holding them at gunpoint. He's not using a force or magic or anything. He might
Yeah.
be a demon, but he doesn't seem to be doing anything magical.
Yeah.
Because what
But I don't think that Eddie Van Blunt has any abilities besides looking like other people.
but what if he transforms into somebody really strong? What if he transforms into some
Oh.
sort of like I don't
Ooh.
know, like a
Yeah.
soldier person who's like really tough and able to just you know beat the shit out of Donnie Pfaster because Donnie Pfaster is like he's not like tiny or anything, but he's also not like this big hulking scary guy.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Well, and so then once again, we're coming down to intent a
yeah,
little bit because I feel like Donnie Pfaster would absolutely be more capable of killing.
absolutely. Because they even say I forgot to mention in the scene in Skinner's office when they say he's not a murderer, it's Mulder at Eddie Van Blunt as Mulder says, no, he just kept his body there so he could keep getting his social security checks.
Okay, right. So
So
he's not, I mean,
so he's not a
he's a
murderer.
bad person, but he
Yes.
doesn't have any desire to kill,
No.
as far as we can tell.
Yeah, and Donnie Pfaster is nothing but desire to kill. I mean, women
Right,
mostly, but I think he wouldn't hesitate to kill Eddie Van Blunt if, again, two podcast hosts told him to.
right. But if Eddie Van Blunt could transform into someone, he could presumably survive the attack. That's
What would he do?
hard.
What would
Huh.
Donnie Pfaster do if Eddie Van Blunt transformed into him? I don't know. He'd still know it was him. He'd kill him. He wouldn't be
Yeah.
like, "Oh no, it's me," and be freaked out. He'd
No.
know this guy can shapeshift. But like if he transformed into, I don't know, who's somebody really tough. I don't know, The Rock.
The Rock.
Like I think that like
Yeah.
could The Rock beat Donnie Pfaster in a fight? In a fight, obviously.
Like
Like
just like a fist fight? Oh yeah,
yeah, yeah.
totally.
So
Yeah.
clearly, like that's that's without question. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, but like if we
But
think
would
about
he?
but like and like strategy and stuff, I mean, it's not
He's
like Eddie
he's
Van
not
Blunt
very
seems like
intelligent.
no, that might be the key. He's not.
Yeah.
Although, I mean,
No.
he does, I mean, okay, yeah, he makes some errors, but on the other hand, he gets pretty far with what he's managed. Like, he's got some savviness to him, you know? He talks about,
Yeah.
oh, he's no Einstein, but like, if you think about how he's operated, As far as trickery, he does a real good job.
Yeah. Hmm. I don't
Yeah.
know.
This is way closer than I thought it would be.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. I don't know. I don't know that I'm prepared to answer.
Yeah. I could do
What
something.
is your gut feeling about it?
I mean, I think that if we accept that these two people are going to fight, if it's not like one of them is oblivious and the other is
Right.
trying to attack them, like if both are oblivious, they go about their lives, they don't interact because neither seeks out victims similar to the other. But
Right.
if only one of them is aware, that doesn't seem fair. So we have to assume both of them know I'm out to get this other guy. If both of them know that, I mean, here's what I'm thinking. If I'm Eddie Van Blunt, I don't know that that's the right method to take here. Me imagining what I would
Well,
do
now,
for
but hold
shapeshifting.
on. How did Donnie Pfaster overcome Scully? How did he end up kidnapping Scully? I can't remember.
I think he's just like in her house. He let's see here. Yeah, I mean, he holds her captive. I mean, he has like a gun knocking her. Yeah, he gets in her house and has and gets her gun, and I think just
Okay.
physically attacking her.
Because I mean, she's not like some giant hulking guy, but she is a trained FBI agent.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I think it's just like he gets into her house and they have a struggle, and then he's able to overpower her. Like
yeah,
so, like, because I'm thinking if I'm Eddie Van Blunt, but again, I don't know that that's again the best way to approach it. I would pose as a woman that Faster would want to kill. And then he'd be like, "Let me run you a bath. What do you have? Colored hair?" And he'd be all creepy. And then I'd transform into the Rock and I'd kill him. So
yeah, yeah,
that's my thinking. Because I kind of
yeah,
feel like you could like I feel like he wouldn't be like, "Wait, this could be Van Blunt pretending to be a woman." Like I feel like
yeah,
he'd be too like, "Ooh, I get to do murders."
yeah. I'll accept that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll accept
Yeah,
that.
I am gonna. I think it's a controversial thing, but I think
Yeah,
that Van Blunt could do it because of his, again, not maybe traditional intelligence, but savvy
right.
about manipulating people and pretending to be others.
Yeah, I will accept that. Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Now, I also feel like after we watch the next Donnie Faster episode, I feel like I could change my mind.
I think that's fair. Maybe we reevaluate.
Yeah, but I
It's
would
several
say,
seasons away, so.
yeah, but I would say at this point, I agree.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Wow.
I did not expect that, but I feel like it's right, and I feel like it's good that I had this rewatch to remind me of all his powers. So,
Yes. Yeah. Great. All right. I'll take that.
yeah. All
Yeah.
right. And Donnie Pfaster is out of the bracket. And so
Yeah.
next we're going into our round of 8 officially, and so we are going to be talking about the Fluke Man versus Phyllis Paddock.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Fluky.
Bye, Fluky. Oh my God, it's Darren Morgan, and then it's Darren Morgan again.
Oh man, I wish we could end up with the Darren Morgan versus Darren Morgan final
Oh, we could. I mean, look, we'll discuss Flukeman versus
well,
Mrs. Paddock
yes.
next week. And what I want you as a biologist to be thinking about, Helen, is does
Yes.
it matter that she seems to be able to control snakes? Does that
Oh.
matter? I don't know. Just something to throw out there.
Okay. I will
Okay.
consider.
All right.
Yeah. What's our
Yeah.
episode for next week?
Oh, yeah, that's a great question because we're going backwards, back into the order of things because we dipped out so that we could
Right.
do do the end of my bracket here. So the next one we're talking about is drum roll, please, as I open this list to remind me. Memento Mori.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so that's one dealing a lot with Scully's cancer.
Okay. Okay. All right, cool. And great. And then Paddock versus Flukman.
Paddock versus Flukeman,
Yeah,
and we'll have a listener story. And
great.
if any listeners also would like to share who they would transform into for the day and why, and any thoughts on if you disagree on the Pfaster versus Van Blunt outcome.
Sounds great. All right, until next time.
All right, bye. We Want to Believe is hosted by Helen Werner and Liz Holden. It's produced by Zach Werner. The We Want to Believe theme music was created and recorded by Zach Werner. Find us at wewanttoBelievePod.com, on Instagram at wewanttoBelievePod, or send us an email at wewanttoBelievePod@gmail.com.